Hello and welcome. I'm Ellen McNulty, your speaker today. Welcome to Wise Women Travel. We're on Meetup as travel friends, and we also have a website, Wise Women Travel. Tonight, we're going to be talking about our Viking cruise on the Danube. But a little about me first. I have been in the travel industry for more than 40 years, and I've traveled to more than 99 countries, including 8 cruise lines and more. I'm president of Line Out Tours. That is a tour operator that specializes in Ireland and Great Britain. Also, Wise Women Travel. We specialize in organizing trips for people 40 plus who don't have anyone to travel with, so that you're always part of a group, a small group, in fact. We're also on Meetup as travel friends. So these are just some pictures of the trips that we've taken over the years and the types of passengers that we get, the places that we've been, but we travel all over the world. Our website is wisewomentravel.com, and on Meetup, it's Travel Friends Near and Far. If you want to reach me, my phone number is 516-248-3496, wisewomentravelellen@gmail.com. You can also reach me by emailing me. Tonight, we're talking about the Viking Danube Waltz River Cruise with Viking Cruises. It is March 15th to 22, 2026. And the cruise takes place on the Danube from Passau in Germany to Budapest in Hungary. We've been doing trips for quite a while. This is a trip we did to the Amalfi Coast, or maybe that was Sicily. That's about 3 years ago. So why travel with wise women? Well, you'll meet friends who share your interests. It's always a congenial small group. If you're new to the group, you can always make friends to travel with. I know that's one of the big fears of joining a group tour is I don't know anyone. Everyone knows everyone else. Is everyone going to be friendly? Well, yes, we are. We're very friendly. In fact, I insist on that. We try to include you in all parts of the trip, including if we're just going out to dinner separately from the travel group, we include you. Couples, singles, you can bring a friend. You can have your own room. I recommend that, especially if you live on your own. Sometimes you have a habit, or your roommate might have a habit that annoys the other person and you're not aware of it. So it's just easier if you have your own room. I always search for programs that have lower single supplements. I like to have my own room too. I'm married, but my husband doesn't like to travel as much as I do. You can join us from anywhere. We have airfare from many cities, or you can arrange your own airfare if you like. Where are we going this year and next? We have a lot of trips planned. These are just some of the cruises. The river cruise we're talking about tonight, a Christmas markets cruise, ocean cruises, on Regent, on Viking, on Princess, NCL, many different ones. We're going to Europe, the Caribbean, Alaska. We have a lot of land trips as well. So just take a look at our website or our Meetup site if you want to know about some of the other programs. The people you travel with make all the difference. And I think that's one of the key selling points about Wise Women Travel Friends is that we are friendly. You don't feel left out. You don't feel you're on your own, even if you're in a single room. If you're thinking about taking a river cruise, this one is 8 days long. It includes 6 guided tours. It includes 4 countries, and it is on Viking Cruise Lines. We start in Passau in Germany. Remember that Viking is called the #1 cruise line, river cruise line, for a reason. It was voted with Condé Nast Traveler Reader's Choice Awards in October of 2023. Viking came out on top, followed by Tauk, Grand Circle, Uniworld, and others. So they're right at the top of the ranking of river cruise lines. We're traveling on the Viking Jarl. That is a long ship. It's usually a 2 or 3 story boat. It includes things like all outside cabins. There are no inside cabins. Viking Jarl. Jarl means warrior in Norwegian. So here's a map of where we're going. You can see we start in Passau. We go on to Linz in Austria, Krems, and then Vienna, Bratislava in Slovakia, and we end in Budapest. So all of this takes place over 8 days. One of the nice things about going on a river cruise, as opposed to an ocean cruise, is that it right in the heart of the towns and villages. The river is usually the center of life. When we dock at a particular port, you're right in the center of town. Sometimes you'll find, if you go on an ocean cruise, it may tell you, for example, you're going to Rome, but the port for Rome is miles away from Rome itself. So you're nowhere near the center of town. But it's totally different on a river cruise. And in fact, on a river cruise, if we're docked overnight, you can go out again and explore the town by night, not as part of the river cruise group itself. So why Viking? This week-long cruise in a cabin with shore excursions, meals, drinks, Wi-Fi, port charges, and more includes everything you need and nothing more. Beer, wine, and soft drinks are served on board with lunch and dinner at no extra charge. You have 24-hour specialty coffees, teas, and bottled water. And the cabins and the prices, they're all group rates. So you're saving a bit on what the advertised price is with Viking. And of course, you get to travel with a group of people who become your friends. River views from every cabin and on both sides of the ship. Remember, there are no inside cabins on a river cruise. Everyone has a window or a glassed-in balcony with sliding glass doors. So it's a whole different experience. Remember, bottled water is replenished daily. Sometimes on an ocean cruise, you'll find you're charged extra for bottled water. Queen size Explorer bed, which can also be changed into twin beds if there are two of you sharing a room and you don't want to sleep in the same bed. There's a private bathroom with shower, heated floor, and anti-fog mirror. Premium toiletries, plush robes, and slippers. All of that is included. So it's a nice, luxurious feeling when you're in your cabin on Viking. This is typical of a veranda stateroom. This cruise, taking place March 15th to 22 of 2026, has only 190 guests. There's a crew of 53, and the length is 443 feet for the cruise ship, the Viking Jarl. You can see here that the room is spacious. It has a queen-size bed. You have a wall-mounted TV, a sound system, and you have these panoramic sliding glass doors out to your private balcony. So you can just sit on the balcony and watch the world go by as we sail from one port to another. Or you can choose to go up on deck to the public decks and mingle with other people. You get one complimentary shore excursion in every port of call. That's all included in the price. You don't have to pay extra for shore excursions. And the shore excursions, there are usually several in each port. So, for example, if you'd like to take a slower tour, or maybe you're not that steady on your feet, you take one of the less active tours. But maybe you want to ride bicycles. Maybe you want to go hiking. All of those are available, and two people in the same room don't have to go on the same tour. If you are very active and your partner isn't, you can go on two separate tours during the day, and of course you meet up when you come back to the ship. There is free Wi-Fi, no extra charge for Wi-Fi. Beer, wine, and soft drinks are served with onboard lunch and dinner. You have 24-hour specialty coffees, port taxes and fees, all included. Ground transfers with Viking Air purchase. We can give you air, or you can do air on your own. You'd fly into Munich and out of Budapest, or you can purchase it through us, through Viking. And if you do, you're going to get transfers from the airport to the ship and vice versa. We visit UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and we also do enrichment lectures and destination performances. A standard room. It's about the same size as a balcony cabin. The only difference is you have a smaller window at the top rather than the sliding glass doors to the balcony. Now, this type of cabin starts at 2407 per person. That's US dollars. So where are we going and what can you do when you're on the Viking Jarl on the Danube walls? You can soak up a soothing steam at Budapest thermal bath. Learn to waltz at a Viennese dance school. Have Austro-Hungarian cuisine. Admire the beauty of the Wachau Valley. Explore lesser-known European cities like Bratislava and Passau. Witness daily monastic life on a visit to an abbey. So what does all this cost? Well, per person in US dollars, per person sharing, a Riverview cabin is $2,074 per person. This goes up to French balconies and suites. The most expensive cabin is $3,074. Remember, travel makes you realize that no matter how much you know, there's always more to learn. If you're traveling in a cabin by yourself, it's the same size as one for two people. It's just occupied just by you. A Riverview cabin starts at $38.48 US dollars and goes up to the balconies at $55.98. Remember, that includes everything, your accommodation, your meals, your shore excursion, port taxes, beer and wine at lunch, and many other things as well. And as a bonus, if you book by May 31st, when you book your river cruise with Wise Women Travel Friends, you'll also receive a silver spirits package at no extra charge. It gives you liquor in addition to the beer and wine included at meals. So I wouldn't delay to book this if you're at all interested in it. On a river cruise and you have the silver spirits package, you get premium wines by the glass and bottle, house champagne by the glass, cocktails, aperitifs, and any drink except treasure wines throughout the day and anywhere on the ship. If you want treasure wines, those are the really top of the line wines. There's a 30% discount for those. So that's a nice bonus if you book in the next few days. Here's what's different about Viking and about ocean cruises versus river cruises. There are no children under 18. There are no casinos. No nickel and diming. I don't know if you've ever gone on a cruise yourself, but you've paid, a fair price for your cruise and you think, oh, well, that's all included. And then you find out, well, there's a specialty dining restaurant that costs more. There's, an extra charge for premium liquor. There's extra charge for wine. Not so on this Viking River cruise. There are no umbrella drinks. So we're not talking about sitting around the pool in the tropics, drinking pina coladas. There are no photography sales. You can take pictures all you want. No art auctions, no inside staterooms, as I've mentioned before, and no smoking on board. I travel because I'd rather look back at life saying that I can't believe that I did that instead of if only I had. And I hope you'll take that expression to heart. So when are you going to book? This is a cruise deal that's available until May 31st. The Silver Spirits package will not be available after that at no additional charge. So if you can't wait to book, give me a call, 516-248-3496. My name is Ellen. You can email me at wisewomentravelellen@gmail.com. We need a deposit to confirm your space, and I always recommend that you take out travel insurance when you give us your deposit. That means you'll be covered for pre-existing conditions. Travel insurance is pretty much available up to about 30 days before departure. But if you wait to take out your insurance, it means that if you have a medical incident that is something from the past that hasn't been treated and flares up just before you're going, you're not going to be covered. So it's the same price whether you take it out today or whether you take it out 30 days before departure. So I would always suggest that you take out travel insurance at the same time you give us a deposit. So What's required? Well, a deposit by credit card. Again, you call me 516-248-3496. Your deposit is non-refundable, but it's a small deposit anyway. You can email me at wisewomentravelellen@gmail.com. If you purchase air from Viking through us, your flights will be assigned 150 days before departure, and travel insurance starts at $186. Travel insurance covers everything from cancellation penalties to medical evacuation insurance to losing your bags, your flights being delayed, all of that for one low price. So if you enjoyed this webinar, subscribe to my monthly travel newsletter, send an email to me, wisewomentravelellen@gmail.com, and I'll add you to our list. That list includes late-breaking news, late-breaking deals, and some of the trips that we're planning far into the future. I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. If you have any questions, you can email me again, wisewomentravelellen@gmail.com, or call 516-248-3496. Now, we also have below our Meetup site if you want to see what else we have on Meetup, or you can look at our website. So thank you for joining us. I'm glad you could join us today. And please give me a call if you're interested in this trip or any other trip. Thanks.